how's it going today? Tim Kanak with Perkins Roofing, and this video that I'm doing today is actually going to be based on a question that a customer asked me. He asked me a very good question. This customer, actually, very smart guy, wrote a book, Harvard professor, MIT, everything. So this guy is a very smart man, but he asked me a great question, and this is something that I addressed in a previous video because I have showed in another video. If you look on YouTube, I can't remember the exact name of it. I'll put it over my face right now. But it's something about this is your break-even point on your roof and why I generally recommend shingle roof if you don't have an HOA like this one, if you're going to be in the home for 10 years or less. But then if you're going to be in the home for more than 10 years, this break-even point is usually then steered toward the metal roof because of maintenance costs. And so I'm going to get into this in the video. I'm going to share a PowerPoint. I know people hate that because they want to see my videos of my guys working and stuff like that. But I'm going to make it quick because it's going to be nice and informative for you. But the information is great. So we're going to dig right in right now. All right, so we're in the presentation. If you hear any weird noises in the background, sorry, I am babysitting right now, my 1-year-old, which, again, if you are paying Perkins Roofing, you are completely funding my children because they get everything and I get nothing. So if you want to be a donate to my babies, I greatly appreciate it. Anyway, you can watch now on the screen. I have shown this before, but we're going to talk about wind ratings real quick for Florida. Very important. I'm showing here in this chart our hurricane categories, Cat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the wind speeds of said categories. I'm not going to read them. You can see them. You can see also I have put the wind ratings for different roofing components for slope roofs. All right, big boy. 3-tab shingles are 60 mile per hour rated. Single component foam, meaning a tile roof that you're using tile bond or a single component foam, not a dual component where there's two tanks and there's an A and a B, like ACH 160. A single component foam is only 110 mile per hour rated. You can get it to 120 with certain patties, but that's the max. Mechanically installed tiles are rated for 110 to 120 miles per hour. Architectural shingles are 110 to 130. Stamped panels, so stamped metal, which is metal tiles, are only rated for 110 to 140, depending on the profile that I've seen. There may be higher rated ones out there that I don't know of, but these are the ones that I usually see in our market are 110 to 140. The architectural shingles, the 110 to 130, depends on the shingle. I usually use Landmarks, which are 120, but also use Landmark Pros, which are 130. Dual component foam, ACH 160, is 160 mile per hour rated. There's a really cool video on that on Roofer's Coffee Shop. If you want to look up ACH 160 wind tunnel versus mechanically fastened tile, you can look that up and watch the video. I don't want to get flagged for copyright, so I'm not going to show it, but that video is great. It's actually right here. You see, you can just type this into your URL, boom, 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 and you're going to get that awesome video. Here we have snap lock standing seam panels are 168 mile per hour winds. 5V metal roofing panels are 206, and hand crimped standing seam panels are 190 to 215. Now, I am often asked about composite tiles right now, plastic tile. This all depends on the tile. There are really light ones and there are really heavy ones. I've seen the really light ones fly. After Irma, I was cleaning them up out of the ocean in the Keys. When we were doing a bunch of repairs there, they just see you right off Key Largo into the ocean. So it all depends on what you're using. The most common ones are like 110 mile per hour rated, but Brava has some that are up to 211 mile per hour rated with screws. So keep that in mind that there are major differences between the composite tiles on how they perform during the wind. So Brava is at like 211, but most of them are all the way down like at 110. Just like with the mechanically installed tiles, 110, 120. So just keep that in mind. Now, this video, I wanted to mostly talk about maintenance because, as I mentioned, I had a customer ask a very good question because he's trying to decide if he wants to do a composite tile roof, a concrete tile roof, a clay tile roof, or a standing seam metal roof. And he asked me, what are the maintenance costs of all these per year? Like, what am I looking at over time? Assume this is going to be a 25-year roof. What am I looking at? First, you can see here that most roofs don't last 25 years on this chart. You've got slate tile will last that long, clay tile. Concrete tile is more like 20 years. It's warranted to 25 years, so it kind of depends. You can get up, like the most usually I'll see concrete tile get up to is like 23 years before it just becomes a complete disaster and starts falling apart. Clay tiles I'll see at 30 years all the time, and they're perfectly fine. So just keep that in mind. Flat roofs can get up to 25 or 30 years, just depending on how many plies you put on. The more layers you put on a flat roof, the longer it's going to last. The thicker that roof is, the longer it's going to last, which is why TPO is usually only a 15 or a 20-year warranty for 60 mil TPO. And if I do, like, for instance, a Polyfresco 3-ply roofing system, I can get up to a 30-year warranty on that from Polyglass. So it all depends on all the layers that you're putting down on that roofing system. More layers equals more years. Now, roof maintenance on flat roofs is a lot. We're not going to get into that. We're talking only about sloped roofs in this video. For flat roofs, that's a whole nother thing. Every flat roof is different. It all depends on the trees and all this stuff, because obviously things are going to fall off the roof. If tree debris falls in the flat roof, it's just stuck up there. So flat roof maintenance can vary a lot on flat roofs. But it's very important to maintain your roof on a regular basis to make sure that you get the most roof life out of your roof. Caden, chill, dude. I'm not editing. This is going to be the video. Dad life. This is what happens when you have you're about to have 5 kids that are all 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So maintenance costs. You can see here in this chart, we have tile roofs, shingle roofs, and metal roofs. Your concrete tile roof life is going to be between 18 to 23 years. Generally, concrete tiles will absorb a lot of moisture, so you have to pressure clean them, or, I don't like pressure cleaning. You've probably seen my maintenance videos. I recommend the algae treatment. You have to algae treat or pressure clean it every year after the second year. That adds up a lot. So over time, you might be looking at like $60-something thousand over time over the course of the roof life on a concrete tile. So you have to keep this in mind when you're shopping for these prices. I tell people this all the time. All these other systems, the clay tiles and the metal, are more expensive than the concrete tile off the bat. But over year, you're going to be saving a lot of money, because the concrete tile roofs are the most expensive maintenance-wise of any type of roofing system. Random broken tiles every 2 to 3 years on concrete tiles, you're looking at $1,400 to $1,700 every time someone goes out to fix. Mortar touch-ups every 10 years, $3,000 each time. 2 roof repairs, just assuming that most concrete tile roofs will start leaking at year 12, 13, 14, 15. So you're probably, over the course of a 20-year roof, going to have 2 roof leaks minimum on a concrete tile roof. Relax. Concrete tile roof repairs are usually around $3,000. So all in all, when you add this stuff up, on a concrete tile roof, over a 20-year roof life, you're looking at $3,285 per year. And then you're going to re-roof it 20 years. So you're not even going to probably get to the 25-year mark that this guy wanted in his question. Clay tile roof. A clay tile roof will last 25 to 35 years, depending on how many layers of underlayment that you put under the clay tiles and what clay tile you specifically put on. If you put it on a grade 1 tile with 2 underlayments, a secondary water barrier and a primary water barrier, you're going to get 30 to 35 years out of that roof. Now, whether your insurance allows you to is a whole other question, but if you have a 30-year roof and you have a 30-year mortgage, that roof should be, qualified by the time that your mortgage is gone, and you can go tell your windstorm insurance to kick rocks because you don't have a mortgage anymore. You do you. I'm not a lawyer or whatever, so, take your own advice, but I say self-insure at that point. You do you. Algae treatment, you can see here that clay tile doesn't absorb as much. So algae treatment only every 3 to 5 years on a clay tile roof, because a grade 1 clay tile is only going to absorb 2% moisture or less generally. So you're only spending like $13,000 instead of $60,000 on treating the roof with pressure cleaning and algae treatments over the life of the roof. Random broken tiles. You're going to have less broken tiles because clay tiles are stronger. So they're going to last 3 to 5 years instead of 2 to 3 years. Mortar touch-ups. Every 10 years, the same thing, tile and tile. And then you're probably going to have less roof leaks in a clay tile roof. So I'd say 1 roof leak after year 15, between year 15 and 25. So that's, a little more because the clay tiles cost a little more to do that repair. So you're looking between concrete tile and clay tile at around $2,000 savings per year over the life of that roof. 3-tab shingle and architectural. This should say architectural shingles here. Sorry, people. Let's change it live. You're watching me change this presentation live right now because that's how we roll here. Behind the scenes footage of the Knack household. Anyway, 3-tab shingle roof, and this is also architecturals are also dimensional. It's the same difference. But anyway, 3-tab roofs will last 13 to 18 years. Architectural will last 17 to 23 years for shingles. Depending on what shingles you may or may not have to clean, and depending on how many trees you have over the house. If you have no trees over your house and you have landmark shingles, you're probably never going to have to clean them because landmark has copper in the shingles. It's embedded into the granules that maintains that color. So there's actually an algae resistance warranty on the landmark CertainTeed shingles. No other manufacturer has that. I work for CertainTeed now currently, right? And I work for BioShield. Just watch all my videos and you'll see all the products that I rep. I don't get any money from them. I should start requesting money for my videos from these people. But anyway, whatever. Random missing shingles every 3 years on 3-tab. You get bad storms. Those things are going to blow because they're only 60 mile per hour rated, right? We just looked at this. 3-tab shingles, 60 mile per hour rated. Architectural shingles, 110 to 130. So you got double the wind strength on the architectural shingles, which means that you're going to have half of the missing shingles when you have storms. So random missing shingles every 5 years after year 10 on an architectural. I was right next to a tornado, and I have an architectural roof on my house right now that is 6 years old, and I didn't miss a single shingle on my roof from the last hurricane when a tornado blew right by. So, it just depends on the age of the roof and the quality of the installer too. So you can see the difference between missing shingles, and then we have roof repairs on a 3-tab roof. You're probably going to have like 3 leaks within a 25-year span. If you get to 25 years, which you won't, because you're going to be re-roofing year 18 on a 3-tab most likely, maybe year 20 if you're very, very lucky. Architectural shingles, you're probably going to get 2 leaks over that period. This is just my average that I see as someone who goes out in the field 5 hours a day looking at roofs and has done this for over 10 years. I think I'm at year 12 or something right now of doing this. So I've seen thousands and thousands and thousands of roofs in my life, and this is my average that I see. So you can see your 3-tab shingle roof price per year is around $1,300. So it's a little bit more than the clay tile roof on maintenance. Obviously, you're paying half the price for the 3-tab than you are for the clay tile. So it all depends on your span. If you're flipping a house, go ahead and do 3-tab, I guess. You're going to screw the next person, but it's on you. But if you're going to be in that house for long term, do not do that. Caden, relax, bro. Architectural shingles. You can see you're looking at like $800 a year in maintenance on architectural shingles. Stop. Yelling at a baby in the video. Okay. Standing seam metal roof. Standing seam, you can see, is $300 a year because all you're going to be doing is soft washing it every 5 years. There's nothing else you need to do. A standing seam metal roof is going to last between 30 and 50 years. And once the Kynar paint starts peeling, you may want to recoat it. If you have a mill finish roof, which means that it is not Kynar coated, you may, in Florida, start getting corrosion sooner than 20 or 25 years. It might not last that long. I've seen 12-year-old roofs, even out here out west by the Everglades where I'm at, start getting rust spots on them, just depending on the canals. So brackish water does have cause stains. So if you're near canals or tributaries, you want to be away from that. You kind of want to be 1,500 feet away from any type of saltwater source at all to put a mill finish roof. The Kynar coating will at least protect those areas a little bit more. And once the Kynar starts peeling, you want to start recoating that before it turns to rust. So if you see your Kynar paint start flaking on your panels, you can recoat it. So you may have to recoat your metal roof around year 25 to 35. It all depends on when the Kynar starts peeling. But a steel roof has a 35-year Kynar warranty. An aluminum roof has a 25-year paint warranty. So it all depends on what type of metal you have on how long that paint is going to stick to the panels. And if it's a mill finish, you're going to be doing it sooner. So just keep that in mind. But besides that, you're only looking at $300 a year for soft wash every now and then, just depending on how many trees. If you have no trees over your house, you may never have to do that. Exposed fastener roof, and you don't even have to. It's all aesthetics, right? Exposed fastener roof is 20 to 35-year roof. You're going to be doing the same wash every 5 years. Every 12 to 17 years, you're going to be replacing corroded fasteners and washers. So even if you install stainless steel washers that are screws that will last 50 years or at least 30 years or 25 years, those things will not go away. But the neoprene washers, the rubber washers, will deteriorate and water will then get in between where the washer is and the screws. The other things that people don't realize about exposed fastener roofs is if you don't have enough attic ventilation in your house and you put in a dark color metal roof because it looks cool, and then you're going to be attracting more heat to your house, heat in that attic is going to rise. If you don't have attic ventilation, if you don't have ridge vents or solar ventilation at the top of that roof, what's going to happen is those screws are going to pop up because that heat is going to push the screws up out of the roof and they'll just start coming up. So that happens all the time. People don't realize that, especially here in Florida where it's really hot and you have a lot of sun. So you have to be smart about your colors. And if you use exposed fasteners, you have to expect that that's going to happen sometime around the 15-year mark. So you're going to be paying someone around, $5,000 to $7,000, $8,000, depending on the size of your house, to go and replace all your screws and screw in all your screws that are popped up and caulk washers or whatever you want to do. You can caulk it. It's cheaper than replacing. It just looks ugly because then you get little white dots all over your roof. So you do you. Same coating, and then you'll probably on an exposed roof leak, some of those fasteners that pop up, you might not catch it before it turns into a leak. So you might get a leak. Metal roof repairs are expensive. They're more like, like I've done metal roof repairs for even like up to 10 grand for one repair. It all depends on what panels, if it's standing seam, how many panels have to come out and the size of the panels. So metal roof repairs generally cost between $4,000 to $10,000, just depending on what needs to be done. So just keep this in mind. Metal roof repairs are very expensive if you have to do them. So if you are doing a metal roof, don't pick the cheapest metal roof contractor. You want the best metal roof contractor because metal roof repairs are insanely expensive. Don't pick the cheapest up front because I guarantee if they're that much cheaper up front, they're probably cutting corners. They're probably going to screw some things up. They're probably going to do flashings wrong. They're probably going to be using caulk instead of sealing things in the right way. So just be very diligent on if you are installing a metal roof, and use a contractor who's really, really good at installing metal roofs. Don't just use some schmuck who gives you the cheapest metal roof price. Otherwise, you're probably going to get screwed. But this, I get it, screwed, because we're talking about screws. So anyway, here are your maintenance prices. You can see them all right here. I hope this is very helpful to you. And we're just going to go to our exit here. I like to show people this kind of thing here. When you pick your contractor, where on the triangle do you want to be? You have to pick one point. Not everyone can hit everywhere on that triangle. So look at that triangle, pick your point. And then if you have referrals, by the way, if you're watching this video and you give me referrals, we have a referral program. If you give me a referral and it turns into a roof repair, I'm going to give you $250. And if you give me a re-roof referral, depending on the size of the re-roof, I will give you between $500 to $5,000. So I will give you money for any referrals that turn into leads. So if you know people in South Florida who need a roof, and it may not be you, it may not be a family member, and you want to make some money, everyone can work for me with Perkins Roofing. And then guess what? If you give me 10 re-roof referrals, right there is enough money for your franchise fees so you can make your own roofing company with me and start making a ton of money. Hundreds of thousands a year without going to college, right? Let's do it. So let's get into the exit. Thanks for watching this portion of the video. Thanks for watching. I hope this video is very informative. I know I don't have my beautiful drone videos and all this crazy stuff and all my great guys working behind me showing you what's going on, but this is an informational video to help you make your best decision as a homeowner on what type of roof to put on your home. Now, if this was helpful to you, please give me a good review. At least you could do is give Perkins Roofing and Perkins Construction a 5-star review on Google. It takes like no time. It doesn't cost you anything. It takes 10 seconds. You don't even have to write anything. Just say Tim is awesome or Tim is cool. 5 stars. Come on. If this video helped you, please just do that. Nobody does that. I'm making these videos to help you for free. I'm not charging anyone to watch this. Please, the least you can do is do that if you're not going to hire me. Next, if you do want to hire me, if you want Perkins Roofing Services or Perkins Construction, hence the shirt today, give us a call for Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Keys at 305-MIA-ROOF. For Martin, St. Lucie, and Palm Beach counties, 561-559-ROOF. And if you want me to train you how to run your own construction business and make a lot of money, then email me at franchise@perkinsroofing.net and get your own Perkins Roofing franchise today. It's very little. It only costs 50 grand for your own Perkins Roofing franchise. You can get an SBA loan. It's half the price of college, and you can go out and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year from the beginning for half the price of college. Why go to college? Just get your SBA loan and do your franchise of Perkins Roofing. You can make way more money than the schmuck sitting in an office and work outside and make money with me. Franchise@perkinsroofing.net. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching the video. I hope this was a lot of help to you. And hopefully you hire me or give me the review. Do it. Give me a review now.